And a very happy Mashujaa Day to you from wherever you're watching the TV47 Weekend Edition. Glad that you could join us tonight on the broadcast. And later on To The Point, we'll be covering the events that have unfolded across all the 47 counties during the 61st Mashujaa Day celebrations. As always, we are committed to bringing you detailed and accurate news, keeping you fully informed with matters shaping your world. TV47 Weekend Edition on this 20th day of October 2024 begins now with the headlines.
Tonight, impeached Deputy President Gachagua laments.
My brother and friend, President William Ruto, ordered for the withdrawal of my security.
Gachagua said his security has been withdrawn as he was discharged from Karen Hospital. Also tonight, President Ruto avoids politics around his deputy's woes as he calls for unity.
In confronting colonialism, Mekatilili Wamenza did not seek to free her village or region.
The president was welcomed by Deputy President-designate Kithure Kindiki in Kwale. Plus, the future is urban.
Boma Yangu, a key platform in the program, exemplifies our commitment to economic empowerment and improving Kenya's quality of life.
Affordable housing program dominates Mashujaa Day celebrations as President Ruto leads Kenyans in celebrating the 61st Mashujaa Day in Kwale County. And pomp and color as Kenyans celebrate Mashujaa Day, but low numbers were witnessed in counties.
Happy Mashujaa Day once again. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Anne Odida and Irene Chebiwot is our sign language interpreter tonight. 22047 is our SMS line. We are live on our social media platforms at TV47KE on Facebook, TV47 Kenya on YouTube, and TV47 News on X. The hashtag is To The Point. Let's get started. Now, embattled Deputy President Gachagua now says he feels exposed after the withdrawal of his security. Speaking after he was discharged at the Karen Hospital this afternoon, Gachagua says that his security, let's speak at that again kindly. Gachagua says that his impeachment is a political witch hunt that has been hurried in Parliament, and as Moige William now reports, Gachagua appeared to have thrown in the towel in his quest to defend his position as the country's second in command. Take a look.
Shortly after walking past the main entrance of the Karen Hospital, embattled Deputy President did not stop at anything, spilling shocking details. By his side, his wife, Dorcas Rigathi, his son Kelvin Gachagua, and a section of his supporters. Gachagua, the self-proclaimed truthful man, alleging that twice he has survived assassination attempts while in Kisumu and Nyeri counties.
30th of August in Kisumu, undercover security agents entered my room in Kisumu and bagged it. And one of them tried to poison my food. I was supposed to be killed through poisoning. On 3rd of September, in Nyeri, another team from the National Intelligence Service came to Nyeri and tried to poison food that was meant for me and Kikuyu Council of Elders.
The former Madeira Member of Parliament expressed fears for his life, telling Kenyans that if anything happens to him or his family, President William Ruto should be held responsible.
Rigathi Gachagua and his family feel very exposed because these people have tried to kill us before. They have now tried to get us out of office. So I asked President William Ruto, my brother, I helped you to be president. Leave me alone. Leave my children alone.
The impeached deputy president also made claims that the state had made all necessary efforts to bar him from attending this year's Mashujaa Day celebrations at Kwale Stadium.
You can do whatever you want with the country, but allow me to leave. Because I was there for you when you needed somebody to be there for you. When you were in trouble and you needed a man who could stand with you, I stood with you, with my family. You have paid us in kind. by being so cruel and vicious against us.
Albeit maintaining he bears no grudge against Ruto for all that has befallen him, Gachagua saying the impeachment motion was nothing short of political witch hunt.
I'm the only man in the cabinet and in the whole government who can stand up to President William Ruto and tell him, hey brother, this is not right. This Adani thing is not good for the country. There's too much corruption, Mr. President. This how thing is being forced down on the people of Kenya. And they don't like it. Please don't force it down on them. I don't think the president had any intention of ever working with me. I think he just needed me to help him win the election because of my mobilization capacity and the faith in the Mount Kenya region has in me.
Shocking details by impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua going bare knuckle after his boss, President William Ruto. For Gachagua, he now heads to the court for his political survival. Moige William for TV47 at the Karen Hospital, Nairobi.
Thank you, Moige, for that. Now, the impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has been discharged from the Karen Hospital after 3 days at the facility. And as Josh Onsari reports, Gachagua says that his health comes first, responding to questions on whether he will be active moving forward.
Sunday afternoon, impeached Deputy President left the doors of Karen Hospital, flanked by his wife, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, son Kelvin Gachagua, and a section of his supporters.
I feel better. The pain, the intense pain has gone away. What is there is very little pain. It is manageable for a man.
The embattled Deputy President claiming that he went to the hospital after chest pains that led to his admission. Gachagua was admitted on Thursday when Kenyans were waiting for him at the Senate to defend himself.
The time I was getting here, I was under a lot of pain and shortness of breath. And I found Dr. Gekonyo and his team of paramedics were waiting for me. And quickly examining me, and he quickly made a decision that I must be admitted immediately.
He says the difficulties in breathing came while he was planning to appear for cross-examination at the Senate and was rushed to Karen Hospital for medical checkup.
When I was going to the office is when suddenly I developed very, very intense pain in the chest. And I sat down and the pain continued, and it was very intense and very sharp.
However, Gachagua noted that it was his request to be discharged to continue recuperating at home.
But I've requested that he allows me to go home, and he thinks I'm quite stable, to go home where he can look after me from home. In any case, my home is not far away from here.
Even as his impeachment goes on, Gachagua is clear on what he wants.
Let me look after my children. You can do whatever you want with the country, but allow me to live. Just a quick call, please. I don't want to.
Josh Onsare, TV47, Nairobi.
Now, President William Ruto avoided the wars facing impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua in his Mashujaa Day speech on Sunday. President Ruto instead warned leaders causing ethnic balkanization and politics of alienation, saying all Kenyans are equal and have a right to benefit from development. Now, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi welcomed the president to read the Mashujaa Day speech.
On a week, the Senate impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and the subsequent nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki as his successor. President William Ruto avoided his impeached deputy in his Mashujaa Day speech, but sent a coded message to Gachagua while warning leaders balkanizing the country along ethnic lines. President Ruto saying all Kenyans are equal and deserve development.
In confronting colonialism, Mekatilili Wamenza did not seek to free her village or region from occupation by a community. Instead, she resisted the structures and institutions of a system of exploitation and tyranny in the knowledge that defeating it would free a whole nation. The great lesson that has been passed down to us from their era and which we must faithfully transmit clearly and boldly to the future generations is that every citizen of Kenya is a full and equal member of our political community, entitled to make a contribution to nation building and with an inalienable right to a full, just and fair share of all the benefits that accrue from our development.
Tuinuke na tumkaribishe Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya kwa shangwe na vigelegele.
The president spoke minutes after Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi invited him to address the nation, a task usually reserved for the deputy president during national events. Mudavadi too rallying behind parliament and the judiciary in the wake of the impeachment fallout.
Kuna executive ambayo unaongoza, kuna judiciary ambaye ni mahakama, pia kuna legislature ambayo inaongozwa na speakers wetu na wakuu wa majority ambao wako hapa, na hawa wote kusema ukweli, hizi institutions zetu zote zimeonyesha kwamba demokrasia ni kitu cha muhimu, na wamepata changamoto nyingi, lakini kupitia kwa sheria ya kitaifa na kulingana na katiba yetu tumedhibitisha kwamba hivi vitengo ama hizi taasisi zinafanya kazi.
Deputy President designate Professor Kithure Kindiki, who is likely to be sworn into office next week, welcomed the president at the new Kwale State Lodge before heading to Kwale Stadium for the celebrations. Embattled Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was a major proponent of the one man, one vote, 1 shilling resource allocation formula, arguing the formula is unfair to the Mount Kenya region, a move that put him on collision with other regions.
President William Ruto's Mashujaa meet with his deputy president designate Professor Kithure Kindiki was a symbolic gesture that this is a done deal, despite a contention on Kindiki's nomination before the courts of law. Apol Kamau, TV47 at Kwale Stadium.
Thank you, Apollo, for that. Still from Kwale County, the affordable housing project dominated this year's Mashujaa Day celebrations at Kwale Stadium. In his speech, President William Ruto outlined the project undertaken by the government in the program across the country. And as Linda Lela reports from Kwale County, the president said that the future is urban.
The housing project under President William Ruto's government was the theme of this year's Mashujaa Day celebrations, marking the conclusion of Boma Yangu Week.
Mimi nimewaleta kwa hii boma yangu ili mulione na nyinyi mkasajiliwe mupate boma yenu kama hii.
In his speech, President Ruto termed the future to be urban.
Boma Yangu, a key platform in the program, exemplifies our commitment to economic empowerment and improving Kenya's quality of life. This online portal aggregates housing demand with over 547 registered users, of whom 52,000 have collectively saved more than 2.3 billion towards home ownership.
The affordable housing program, he said, is central to these efforts, with a target of delivering 200,000 homes annually to meet the growing demand for housing.
The program's benefits extend beyond housing. So far, the affordable housing program has created over 160,000 jobs throughout the housing value chain. While the industry remains predominantly male, we are working to increase female participation to 30%, up from the current 20%.
In Kwale County, for example, the Matuga Affordable Housing Project is underway, creating daily employment for 200 workers. The online portal aggregates housing demand with over 547,000 registered users, of whom 52,000 have collectively saved more than 2.3 billion shillings towards home ownership.
Kwale pia haijaachwa nyuma kwa mambo ya boma yangu. We have donated 50 acres of land for the affordable housing program. And tunakushukuru, Your Excellency, uliweza kutuanzishia the first site in Kwale, ambayo completion date ni December 2015. 2025.
In December this year, the government aims to achieve a major milestone by handing over 1,080 new studio units at the Mukuru Meteorological Site in Nairobi, with mortgages priced at $3,200 per month.
Just a few months from now, we will achieve a major milestone by handing over 1,080 new studio units at the Mukuru Meteorological Site in Nairobi, with mortgages priced at $3,200 per month. This is to citizens who today pay the same amount but live in a slum. Rent that does not qualify them to own the dwelling finally.
Kwa hii mradi ya boma yangu na hii affordable yenye umetuletea Your Excellency, nyumba zetu huko tunaona mtaa zimeamka na tunatarajia tunakaa nyumba mzuri yenye iko na stima, iko na maji, iko na shower na hata kitchen iko kando, Mheshimiwa Rais.
Well, the President has come out to confirm and affirm to them that indeed this is the way to go, even as we struggle to match up to the global stage, or match up, of course, with the question of urbanization, and reminding Kenyans that the time is now to sign up to this scheme and, of course, get to enjoy the most of affordable housing and having us a better future. Reporting from Kwale Stadium, right here in Kwale County, I am Linda Alela.
Thank you, Linda. Now, President William Ruto has acknowledged that there are teething problems in the shift from the defunct National Health Insurance Fund, NHIF, to the Social Health Authority, SHA. The president, however, assured that within the next few weeks, Kenyans will be able to access the highest quality of healthcare. Take a look.
While addressing the nation at the Mashujaa Day celebration, President William Ruto acknowledged the growing concerns surrounding the Social Health Authority, SHA, affirming that the initiative is facing some initial challenges. He, however, reassured Kenyans that healthcare remains a priority under the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, with SHA being a key pillar of their vision for universal health coverage, UHC.
We are advancing the scope of the universal health coverage to give every Kenyan access to promotive, preventive, curative, and emergency services.
According to the president, 12.9 million Kenyans have already registered with SHA, with all public health institutions and half of the country's private healthcare facilities enrolled to provide services under the new system. The government has allocated 3 billion Kenyan shillings to settle outstanding payments to healthcare providers.
I know this has been a major concern for hospitals that are owed by the former NHIF a lot of money. I want to give them my assurance that from next week, we have already released the money that will go into settling some of the debts that have held back their services under our new program.
The employees of the defunct NHIF have been assured that they will be retained under the provisions of the Social Health Insurance Act of 2023, putting to rest fears of potential job losses during this period of transition.
I want to assure all the former employees and those now serving under our new outfit that no one will lose their jobs.
In addition to expanding healthcare access, the government is working to strengthen the supply chain for medical supplies. Plans are underway to enhance the capacity of the Kenya Medical Supplies Agency, KEMSA, with new regional distribution centers set to be established in 3 counties.
To enhance healthcare delivery and ensure the security of medical supplies, the government of Kenya is improving the overall supply chain, starting with capacity upgrades and the establishment of Kenya Medical Supplies Agency regional distribution centers in Kisumu, Embakasi, and Mombasa.
While the SHA continues to face criticism, the government remains committed to its success, framing it as an essential step towards improving healthcare access and quality for all Kenyans.
142 Kenyans have been feted by the head of state at the Garden Party in a tradition that happens every Mashujaa Day. This year, President William Ruto went a step further and gave a big shout out to 2 women at the main celebration at Kwale Stadium. The first Kwale Governor, Fatma Achani, and the second commander of today's Guard of Honor, Lieutenant Colonel Faith Mwagandi. George Maringa reports.
25 minutes past 9 a.m., the Guard of Honor marched into Kwale Stadium, signaling the start of the military color. The full Guard of Honor was led by the Kenya Navy, followed by the Kenya Army and the Kenya Air Force. And after the military protocols were observed, the Parade Regimental Sergeant Major, or RSM, handed over the reins of the parade to the commander, also drawn from the Navy, although there was a historic difference this time. For the very first time, the commander of the Guard of Honor was a woman. This signaled the start of her historic command of the Guard of Honor by Lieutenant Colonel Faith Mwagandi. The Commander-in-Chief, President William Ruto, was quick to give her accolades.
Kwa mara ya kwanza katika taifa letu, mwanajeshi mama kuongoza sherehe hii, Luteni Kanali Faith Mwagandi. Huyo mama hapo, mpigie makofi jameni. Kudhihirisha tena kwamba mama wanaweza kufanya kazi zote.
Another woman who received her flowers was Kwale's first female governor and the host governor, Fatuma Mohamed Achani. She made history after her victory in the 2022 general elections.
Nataka nimpongeze pia ama niwapongeze pia viongozi wote wa Kwale hii wakiongozwa na mama governor Fatuma Achani. Kama kungekuwa na taswishi yoyote kwamba mama Muislamu anaweza kuwa kiongozi na awe governor, sasa hiyo taswishi imeondoka kwa sababu Fatuma Achani ni governor wetu wa hapa Kwale.
The award ceremony of Kenya's heroes and heroines proceeded at the County Commissioner's residence for the Garden Party. Here, Kenyans from all walks of life were awarded by the head of state for their contribution to society. A total of 142 Kenyans were awarded. 113 are still alive, while 29 were awarded the Posthumous Liberation Struggle Award. Bundi Kathuni Ntari, who hails from Tharaka Nithi County, also known as General Kibaru, was feted for his immense contribution in the struggle for independence. He was second in command to General Baimungi, who was in charge of the Mount Kenya region. Ismail Garo Guyo, CPA from Marsabit County, was recognized for his instrumental role in advocating and Gare communities in Godoma location, thus contributing to cultural identity and stability. Dr. Stanley Maina Kamau, on the other hand, from Muranga County, was honored for his selfless commitment towards the improvement of lives of the less privileged in the society through innovative philanthropic initiatives in different sectors. Gladys Mbeyu Mwamuye from Kilifi County was honored for her exemplary efforts in promoting culture through the formation of Mijikenda Cultural Preservation Organization. The award also went to non-Kenyans, such as Dr. Reuben Morris West, who was honored for his remarkable philanthropic contributions to Kenya for the past 5 years. As an acclaimed philanthropist and global motivational speaker, he has significantly impacted the well-being of Kenyan communities. Dr. Reuben's initiatives include establishing educational programs, providing medical supplies, and supporting local businesses to foster sustainable growth. As Kenya marked the 61st Mashujaa Day, who is your hero or heroine? George Maringa, TV47, Nairobi.
Indeed, my heroine has to be Elizabeth Atieno Ochieng for making us the home of the journalist of the year in 2024. Now, coastal traditional dances and songs formed part of the Mashujaa Day celebrations in Kwale County today as President William Ruto led Kenyans in marking the 61st Mashujaa Day. Lennox Sengre paints to us a
As the sun bathed the arena in golden light, the head of state's entourage rode into the scene. Their motorcade, a spectacular spectacle that signaled the triumphant arrival of Mashujaa in Kwale County. Today's Mashujaa Day 2024 celebration shone brightly with the distinguished presence of the Guard of Honor led by the trailblazing Lieutenant Colonel Faith Mwangadi. Her command marked a historic moment as she became the first female senior officer to lead a national event, embodying a spirit of pride and heroism that reverberated across the stadium. The event reached breathtaking climax as the Kenya Defense Forces showcased their military prowess in an awe-inspiring aerial display. The roar of aircraft filled the skies, creating a symphony of sound that mesmerized all who watched. In a thrilling twist, the song Anguka Nayo famously linked to the anti-Ruto
The 2024 Mashujaa Day celebrations brought light to Kwale County as residents gathered to celebrate the day at Kwale Stadium. Many of the residents have expressed support for the government's affordable housing program, as Chepto Boit now reports from Kwale.
Kenyans turned out in large numbers to celebrate this year's Mashujaa Day in honor of the nation's heroes, both in the past and present. From diverse backgrounds and all walks of life, many gathered at Kwale Stadium, reflecting their commitment to celebrating Kenya's achievements. A section of leaders lauded Kenyans for this move.
The development that has come in within the last 2 months, it's marvelous. The people of Mashujaa are so happy, excited. The people of Kwale are really thankful. You can imagine where we are. If you were to see this place 2 months ago, you wouldn't believe.
Na rais ametoa hotuba mzuri sana kupongeza wa Kenya, kuhimiza wa Kenya tukae pamoja na tukae pamoja kwa amani na upendo.
Residents of Kwale County could not hide their joy for the celebrations to be held in their county this year.
Ama ni ile tunaita ndoto nilikuwa ninazoziomba, unaona kwa wenzako, lakini unasema huku kwetu itafika lini? Na hivyo uliposikia kwa iko kwetu umefurahia.
Vijana wadogo kama sisi twashukuru rais kuja huku kwetu. Tunaona venye amekuja ameleta maendeleo mengi zaidi na tuna hope kutakuwa na maendeleo zaidi hapo.
Alongside celebrating the day's significance, the locals here expressed strong support for the government's affordable housing program, noting its potential in transforming their livelihoods.
Huwa mara nyingi napitia hapo Kwale na nimeona vijana wengi ambao walikuwa hawana kazi, wanajishughulisha katika sehemu mbalimbali. Kwa hivyo katika create employment tayari hapo imesaidia.
Tunaona barabara zimetengenezwa, usafiri umekuwa bora zaidi, speech yake imemotivate as Gen Zs.
Yale ambayo tulikuwa tumetegemea kama zile investment, nafikiri ya mambo yote yajiongelewa hapa. So kitu ambacho naweza aje rais wetu wa Kenya, Bwana Rais William Ruto, ni kuwa zingatia maslahi ya watu wa huku, wengine wako chini.
They have urged the Kenya Kwanza administration to move beyond promises and ensure full implementation of the program.
Katika zile nyumba ambazo watu wanaishi nyumba ambazo ziko hali duni sana.
Ujenzi wa nyumba za bei nafuu. Naamini kabisa kwamba kama atatekeleza basi Kwale yetu hii itafika mbali sana.
Makazi ya huku si nzuri sana. Si nzuri sana. Kama itakuwa ni kitu ya maana na ni ya ukweli. Na iwe isikuwe tu ni kitu ya kusema.
The celebrations were marked by a sense of optimism and a renewed hope for the county's future. All eyes are now on the government to see if it can turn this promise to a reality in this county that grapples with the growing housing crisis. Chepto Boyd, TV47, Kwale Stadium.
Thank you, Boyd, for that. Now, the Mashujaa Day celebrations were held in different counties with low numbers witnessed in many counties. And when Clemi takes a look at how the celebrations were in various counties.
Song and dance filled Ildamat Stadium in Kajiado County during Mashujaa Day celebrations, with Maasai dancers captivating the crowd and honoring the nation's heroes and heroines. However, the spotlight soon shifted to politics as controversy surrounding the impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua took center stage.
Shujaa wangu wa pili ni Rigiji. Shujaa wangu wa pili ni Rigiji. Ninasimama na Rigiji, Rigathi Gachagua. Mtu ambaye alisimama na sisi wakati tunasimama kutafuta kura. Sitasahau. Na mimi sina shida na yeye. Na sitakuwa na shida na yeye. Na mimi nimesema yangu na imetosha.
A similar scene unfolded in Bungoma County, where talks of the impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua emerged. Bungoma County leaders, among them Sirisia Member of Parliament John Waluke, called for calm and urged residents to maintain peace as the impeachment is handled by the courts.
Tunataka tumsaidie rais aendeshe serikali kisawasawa. Saisi amepata naibu wa rais mpya. Tunataka tusaidie yeye kwa kuendesha hii serikali kisawasawa.
In Nyeri County, Mashujaa Day celebrations were held at Kamukunji Stadium, although only a small number of residents attended. Nyeri County Commissioner Joseph Mwangi praised the residents for maintaining this amid political tension.
Tukue na amani all the time. Vile tumedumisha katika hii Nyeri. Na mimi watu ya Nyeri, kitu mnanifurahisha hamujawahi niangusha hata siku moja.
Meanwhile, he assured parents that all necessary plans are in place to ensure the safety of learners even as national exams are set to begin next week.
Wewe kama unaandika Mkenya mahali, hebu hiyo Mkenya kura, sababu hakutakuwa na udanganyifu. Tutakuwa makini sana ili tuone kwamba ile kazi tumepewa tumetimiza.
While presiding over the Mashujaa Day celebrations in West Pokot County, Governor Simon Kachapin called for unity among leaders, urging them to avoid divisive politics.
There is beauty in diversity. Kabila zote zile Mungu alitupatia, tukifanya kazi, tufanye biashara pamoja, hii nchi tena mbele. Hakuna kitu kwa Pokot ati kwa sababu kabila ingine itakusaidia ulipe fees. Ama ukiwa mgonjwa itakufanya kuwa bora kuliko kabla ingine. Nasema tupendane.
Meanwhile, the leadership of Marsabit County called on the Ministry of Interior to take legal action against anyone found inciting or disrupting peace in the border county.
Kama mtu yoyote anaweza ama anataka kuchangia kuharibu amani yetu, pambana na huyo mtu kulingana na sheria, bila kujali ni nani, bila kujali ametoka wapi ama anaongea lugha gani, kwa sababu amani yetu ni muhimu kuliko mtu yoyote.
During the celebrations, 5 individuals were honored by NCIC for their efforts in promoting peace among communities. Andrin Kilemi, TV47.
And of course, that report by Andrin Kilemi is taking us to a very fast short break right here on Weekend Edition. So much more lined up for you. Stay with us.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in? I was number 2. What position were you? Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m.
Welcome back. You're watching TV47 Weekend Edition. Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's continue with our coverage. Now, several protesters and rights activists were arrested earlier today at Uhuru Park. Police were forced to hurl tear gas canisters at youth who tried to access the park to mark Mashujaa Day in honor of Kenyans who lost their lives during the finance bill protests. Samira Mohammed reports.
While the National Mashujaa Day celebrations went down in Kwale County, human rights activists also planned a parallel Mashujaa Day celebrations at Uhuru Park in the capital of Nairobi in remembrance of those who lost their lives during the Gen Z-led anti-finance bill protests. These were the scene at Uhuru Park Sunday as activists, rights groups and citizens marched to Uhuru Park in an effort to celebrate the Mashujaa Day in honor of the victims of the nationwide anti-government protest held in June and July. And hours later, the peaceful congregation turned into a battlefield as police officers engaged in a running battle with the protesters. The angry officers lobbed tear gas to disperse the crowd who ran for their dear lives. These are the number of activists and youths who planned the parallel Mashujaa Day celebrations at Uhuru Park to commemorate those who died during the Gen Z protests. They are arrested as police used tear gas canisters to disperse them. A section of activists and human rights groups have strongly condemned arrests and the use of force by police officers to scuttle their planned remembrance event.
We condemn the arrest and the arrest of many other people who've also been arrested and are still at Central and Kamkunji. We are still trying to follow up on the release as well because this is not proper. This is not the Kenya we want.
Samira Mohammed for TV47.
Now, Wiper leader Kalonzo has issued a stern warning to his party members who went against the party's directive during Gachagua impeachment to exit the party before disciplinary action is taken against them. Kalonzo spoke at the AIC Mwingi Township Kasina Church while condemning the ruling coalition for impeaching Deputy President Gachagua. He was accompanied by Jubilee Party Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni and former Kiambu Governor, among others.
Wa mwaka huu ni vijana wetu Gen Z ambao wamekomboa nchi yao kidemokrasia, kimawazo, na pia millennials ambao wamejitokeza na wazazi wao. Dunia nzima ikamulika, ikaangazia yaliyokuwa yakifanyika Kenya hii. Kwa hivyo wana Gen Z wetu, hongera. You are fearless, you are tribeless, you are leaderless, but your thoughts have inspired all of us in this country and beyond. And this country will never be the same again. Hawa wana Gen Z, tunasema hapa tukiwa Mwingi, wengine ni wachanga, waliuliwa, wakauawa, kwa sababu gani? Anasema nchi bora tu ya kidemokrasia isiyo na ufisadi.
Sisi tukiangalia vile wananchi wanaumia na sisi ndio tuliongoza hiyo, tunaomba radhi watu hapa ya kwamba sisi watu ya Murima ndio tuliongoza hiyo maneno ya kuchagua Ruto, na ndio saa hii kwanza sisi ndio tunalia zaidi
kama tunataka kutoa Zakayo. And I can tell you, mimi ukiniona pale pote nia yangu ni moja tu, Zakayo aende. I have nothing else left. Mimi yangu imekwisha, ni kupeleka Zakayo na nitakuwa nyuma ya Steven Kalonzo sio.
Now we have some sad news here where the family of Lucy Njeri, a nominated MCA in Kirinyaga County, want answers on who killed their daughter Seth Njeri in Thika. Lucy says her daughter was found dead in her rented room in Biafra Estate in Thika, as Anastasia Mukabi now reports.
Si hata wako na watoto, si waangalie tu haki yetu haki.
The family of Lucy Njeri, a nominated MCA at the Kirinyaga County Assembly, is seeking justice after their daughter Seth Njeri was found dead in a rented room.
At because our emotions are still high, hatuwezi onyesha wenye wameshi, lakini tayari wameshika. Leo nimekuja, umeniona, nimepata huyo msichana pale akicheka, akiwa ameketi kwa kiti, ameniona, amekimbililia huku, sijui kama ametoka, ametolewa na Subaru.
Lucy Njeri's daughter was found on Monday the 14th at a rented room in Biafra, Thika sub-county.
Mimi mwenyewe nilimuona amenyongwa hivi, hakuwa na nguo, hakuwa na nini. Alafu then unaona tu wanaume askari tu wanaona tu kama ni kuku ilichinjwa.
Sunday was the last time Lucy spoke to her daughter Seth Njeri when she asked her if she went to church, and Seth confirmed that she did. Later that evening, Lucy sent her daughter a message, but she received no response. Lucy then decided to track her car, which was with Seth, and she was informed it was parked near a chemist at Biafra Estate. She sensed something was wrong and decided to travel to Thika and look into the matter.
Alikuwa anakuja Thika kwa huyu Foibe. Akaniambia aka karafiki kake kanaitwa foibe.
Lucy is now calling on the Director General of DCI, Mohamed Amin, to speed up the arrest of the suspects involved in the death of her only child.
Mimi natafuta justice for my daughter. Wafanye kazi yao venye inafaa. Me, I am tired of being given poor services.
Anastasia Mkabi, TV47, Nairobi.
Condolences to the family of Lucy Njeri. May they get the justice that they need. Now, as the world marks the Cancer Awareness Month, breast cancer remains one of the leading causes of deaths among women. Several organizations, among them the Aga Khan University, among others, have been leading efforts in breast cancer awareness. Take a look.
In Nairobi, Karen, Kenyans stand out to participate in the breast cancer run termed the Pink Run. This campaign is aimed to raise awareness as well as encourage cancer screenings to help detect early symptoms.
It's a pink October, and color pink is associated with our breast cancer.
Breast surgical oncologist Dr. Mukuhe Nganga has described genetic history to be the main risk factor causing cancer, while adding it as a curable disease if detected early.
Early breast cancer, early detection always means a cure. If we detect your breast cancer late, where it has spread to the rest of your body, we can manage it, but we can't cure it.
Joyce Washoe, a cancer survivor, recalls her journey battling cancer after she was first diagnosed in 2019.
The side effects, they are too harsh than the cancer itself. It is not a death sentence. Cancer is curable.
The symptoms of breast cancer include a lump, change in the nipple appearance, skin appears red or begins to peel. While this has been known to mostly affect women, men have also been put on alert of easily contracting breast cancer. Juliet Njoroge, TV47.
Now, the Energy and Petroleum Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi has defended the multi-billion shillings deal between Ketraco and Adani Energies. Wandayi says the deal will considerably reduce electricity costs and curb existing perennial power outages through installation of new power lines and stations. Willie Dennis Njiru with that report.
Speaking during the inaugural of KenGen Decade Strategic Plan at All Carrier in Naivasha, Energy CS Opiyo Wandayi has stated that the deal will see the country benefit from power losses and outages whose costs are passed to the consumers.
We cannot expand our generation capacity in response to the increasing demand, and yet we fail to enhance our generation, our transmission and distribution capacity. And yet we know that we have got no capacity as a country currently, given our fiscal space, to support or to finance such infrastructure development from our taxes.
On fuel prices, he lamented unfairness to consumers by some dishonest fuel merchants who do not comply with new pump prices, citing the reduction of the 8 shillings gap is yet to be fully realized in the country.
It has come to our attention as a ministry that very many petroleum business persons, petroleum dealers and owners of petrol stations have either failed or refused to comply with the new prices, pump prices, that were unveiled on the 15th.
Wandayi called on whistleblowers on non-compliance for adjustments to the Ministry for Action. As such, motorists we spoke to say often the billboards change the figures as per new prices at some outlets and do not reflect quantity of fuel dispensed by the pump.
We have mobilized all our lawful agencies to crack down on those persons or businesses that will fail to comply with these new pump prices.
Fuel has been lowered. They don't lower their pump prices, or if they lower on the billboards, pump prices still remains high.
Unapata wengine wanaweza kaa 1 month ndio waanze kukushukisha, ama wameandika pale kwa billboard wameshukisha lakini hawajashukisha. So kitu tunaweza omba ni washukishe bei wakati ambao unafaa.
The government under its agency EPRA issued a huge drop of over 8 shillings for super petrol in a long time, with a mixed reaction from motorists over this move.
Mambo ya mafuta, hakika hata leo ndio nimeshtuka kuwa na wenzangu wananiambia mafuta ilishukishwa na sikuwa na habari. Mimi nilikuwa tu nikienda petrol station naweka gari mafuta natoka. So pia imenipea wazi mzuri sana wa kuelewa kama mafuta ilishukishwa na kuna watu hawajashukisha.
Sasa hizi tunaweza sema mafuta kwa saa hii bei yenye iko ni mzuri kwa kila mtu, kwa sababu tunaweza kufanya kazi. Kama sasa hizi mimi nauza mkate, mafuta yenye nimeweka itaweza kuniuzia na inirudishe mpaka nyumbani.
Reporting for TV47 from Naivasha in Nakuru County, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Sports news brought to you.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in? I was number 2. What position were you? Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m. The Grind, where business meets brilliance. It's not just about the ideas.
I was working as a shampoo boy. I used to wash clients' hair on the sink.
It's about making them happen. From big wins.
In primary school, when we would be asked what people want to be, I was categorical that I want to be a nurse.
To hard lessons.
The consoles change, the gaming equipment keep changing.
We cover it all. Tune in to The Grind, where every episode is packed with insights.
The person who is serving customers, always be a customer-centric.
Strategies.
When you pay attention to detail, you get luxury items.
And stories to fuel your ambition. Don't just dream it, grind it. Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Jiunge nasi tunapoangazia safari za viongozi bora. Kutoka kwa ushindi mkubwa hadi masomo magumu.
Wakati wetu kwamba wasichana si wa kusoma, ni wa kuolewa, ng'ombe ipatikane, wazazi wakuwa watajiri.
Tunashughulikia yote.
I wish I were a better investor.
My parents taught me how to look for things for myself.
Tazama Mfahamu Kiongozi, ambapo kila kipindi kimejaa maarifa, mikakati na hadithi za kukuza azma yako.
For me to succeed, I have to fight.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in? I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.